The night is quiet, but the drama, oh darling, it's never been louder. You may have forgotten all about your favorite nighttime soaps, but Miss Kane, she never did. She's been watching all the affairs, the betrayals, and the big hair, and now she's here to tell you everything you missed, or perhaps just forgot. This is Drama After Dark. Slip into something comfortable, and let's catch you up.
Don't just watch the scandal, darling. Subscribe and join the drama every Friday.
All right, loves, I'm Miss Kane. And yes, I did watch these nighttime soaps as a kid. Back then, I didn't fully understand what I was seeing, but oh, I knew it was juicy. Now I'm all grown up and watching with fresh eyes, a sharper tongue, and a whole lot more perspective. And let me tell you, the drama hits different when you actually get the schemes, the shade, and the scandal. That's why I started Drama After Dark, to relive the chaos, call out the mess, and give these iconic shows the commentary they deserve. So go ahead and pour a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it, shall we? Welcome, darlings, to South Fork, where family time means cocktails with a generous splash of tension, isn't it? Jock and Miss Ellie are locked in a backgammon battle. She's racking up those quiet wins, while he's making excuses, bless his heart. Victory hasn't been his since the bicentennial. Oh, the shade. Bobby and Pam, all smiles and newlywed bliss, but Jock keeps fussing over Pam like she's made of glass. She insists she's fine. The real weight is marrying into the Ewing clan, isn't it? Lucy lounging with her transistor radio blasting. Pam hums along, "Oh, I love this song," and Lucy shuts it off instantly. Peak teenage queen indeed. Meanwhile, JR and Sue Ellen sit together but worlds apart. He's dictating shady Ewing oil memos about firing employees before they retire, while she hides in her crossword puzzle. Talk turns to cattle auction and Southwest pride. Mention Gary's name, and the whole backyard goes silent. Ooh, the drama. Sue Ellen slips into strategist mode, pushing Jock to invite JR to a cattle auction. JR wants none of it, but she warns him Bobby's rising, Pam's adored, and his grip is slipping. JR fires back. Don't you ever meddle in his business, unless she wants those satin sheets gone. Then Bobby lightens the mood with Vegas news. He and Pam are heading to an oilmen's convention. Pam lights up. Nothing cures family shade like Sin City neon. One scene, and we've already got scheming, marital shade, teen drama, and a Vegas setup. Robbie and Pam, lovies, they're in Vegas, aren't they? Mingling with oilmen and flashing those pearly whites for the room. Robbie's hugging his old pals, and Pam, oh, she's simply glowing, like she's hit the jackpot. But from the shadows, darling, someone's watching Bobby a little too closely. Meanwhile, back at that good old cattle auction, Lucy is absolutely done with it all. She wants out with Jock's shopping money, but Ray's been assigned as her babysitter. She tries to ditch him, but he won't budge. So Lucy plays dirty, threatening to spill their little hayloft secret. Ray folds fast, and Lucy makes her escape. And the truth? Jimmy isn't her grand prize, my dears. He's just the escort to get her to Valine, her mother. Oh, the reunion drips with tension, especially when that counterman blurts out that Val and Lucy look more like sisters than mother and daughter. Nothing like small-town Texas to point out the scandal in stereo. Vegas glitz. Cattle dust, blackmail, and a family reunion nobody saw coming. Dallas doesn't believe in smooth transitions. It's chaos couture, my dears. After a night entertaining oilmen, Bobby's ready for the pool. Pam's changing when a bellman barges in, twitchy and compulsive about cleaning. Bobby tries to push him out, then realizes it's Gary, not a stranger, not staff, his missing brother, the prodigal Ewing son, right in their Vegas suite. Bobby introduces him to Pam, who greets him with a polite smile, while the room practically tilts from the reveal. Only in Dallas does the bellman turn out to be family. Forget room service. This hotel just delivered a whole Ewing scandal. Oh, child. Valine looks at Lucy, just so thankful to have found her all over again. And Lucy wants to hear the story of how her parents met, and Valine just can't refuse. She was 15, pretending to be 16 when Gary sauntered in. The prettiest man she had ever laid her eyes on. He teased her with some line about what a man in love eats for lunch, and just like that, she felt like a proper lady. Within days, they were married. It should have been perfect. He was gentle, kind, never raised his voice, not once. But the dream ended when she was pregnant and he finally took her to South Fork. The family rejected her as a nobody, and Gary wasn't strong enough to fight back, especially not against JR. Lucy listens, her face dark as night. She thought she hated JR before, but now she knows the real truth, and it burns deeper than ever before. Bless her heart. So, Gary confesses, does he? Gambled himself into debt, drank himself into oblivion, and woke up beaten, with 2 weeks gone missing. Oh my! He ran, tried to quit, slipped back, but eventually clawed his way out. And his method? Bartending, of all things. Keeping the liquor right there in front of him until the urge just dulled. And for the gambling, dealing blackjack, darling. Serving other people's vices saved him from his own. Now he's working at the Byzantine, saw Bobby's name on the oilman's list, and came straight on up. Would he have come if it was Jock? Maybe, just maybe. But JR, not a chance in heaven. Pan tells Gary they share something in common. Bobby insists JR's not that bad. But oh, Pan's eyes say otherwise. Only in Dallas does rehab sound like a redemption arc and a warning shot at JR. I do declare. Lucy dreams of living with her mama. Can you believe it? A little apartment, a real family. Baleine smiles but warns her it's just impossible, darling. If JR found out, honey, she'd be run right out of Texas. He done tracked her down once. He'd do it again. Just you wait. Lucy argues Bobby and Pam are still standing strong. Bless her heart. But Veline just shakes her head. JR just ain't broken him yet. Lucy promises to come back soon, and Veline clings to her. But oh, it's bittersweet. Lucy wants freedom, but JR's shadow makes sure she just can't have it. Oh, Bobby's just carrying on about Lucy. Sweet, golden-haired, angelic, bless his heart. And Pam just snaps him right back to reality, doesn't she? Says Lucy's spoiled, fiery, and every bit a Ewing. Through and through. Tam still likes her, mind you, but she's no China doll, is she? Gary tries to believe the fairy tale, but Pan's truth hangs heavier. Then Bobby pushes the bigger idea, a family reunion. Call Mama, bring Gary home. Gary balks, picturing JR waiting to crush him. Bobby won't hear it. To him, Gary beat booze and gambling. He can handle JR. Pan warns Bobby not to forget how tough his family is. She hasn't. Bobby shrugs it off. Certain Mama will flip with joy. After all, Gary was always her favorite. Bobby heads for the pool, but Pam stays uneasy. Only in Dallas does one brother polish the family portrait, while his wife reminds him, it's painted in bourbon and barbed wire. Can you believe it? Gary orders a club soda like it's a neon sign screaming, "Honey, I've been through it, all right?" Pam slides in with her vodka tonic and that knowing smile. Bless her heart, she's the only one who gets what it's like to be a permanent outsider at South Fork. Gary admits he doesn't hate Jar anymore. Doesn't even hate his daddy. But don't you get it twisted, he never wants to see either of them again. No way. Mama, though, that's the one soft spot left. And Lucy? He calls himself an outsider, like it's a scarlet letter, and Pam just nods. Honey, she lives that life every day. For a second, it almost feels tender, doesn't it? Two misfits comparing scars over watered-down cocktails. Gary swears maybe he's strong enough to face it now. But let's be honest. This is a man who folds under pressure faster than Lucy changes bikinis. I'm telling you. And then Bobby breezes in late, all smiles and sunshine, waving tickets like he just solved world peace. For the three of us, we're going home. Pam clocks it instantly. Bobby's playing tour guide to a family reunion, and poor Gary's about to walk back into the lion's den with a paper shield. Only in Dallas does homecoming feel like a death march with cocktails, darling.
The drama sparkles best when you're part of it. Subscribe and stay close, like a whispered secret. Leave a comment, tell us what has you gasping, because every scandal deserves an audience.
Well, bless Miss Ellie's heart. She's finally heard the news she's been waiting for. Lord knows how long. Gary's coming home. She's glowing like she just won the bloomin' Texas lottery, calling for Jock like it's the second coming. Can you believe it? And Jock, well, for once, he softens a bit. Says he hardly knows Gary anymore, but he's ready to give it a go. You can see it. Mama's joy is rubbing off on him, at least for the moment. Sue Ellen, playing the polite daughter-in-law, smiling about how exciting it all is, even teasing about needing another office. The cheek of it. But JR cuts her off sharpish. He doesn't need an office, doesn't need Gary, doesn't need any of it, apparently. And once Miss L is out of earshot, JR lays Gary's obituary right out in plain sight. Calls his brother weak, spineless, a man who always ran from responsibility. The nerve of him. Says he left his wife, left his baby, and left Mama to clean up his mess. And now, if Gary dares to want anything, he'll lose that too, who says. JR's verdict is final. Gary's a loser, and this homecoming is doomed before the plane even lands. Honestly, only in Dallas can a mother's joy light up South Fork while her oldest son's already betting on the crash landing, I tell you. Oh, honey. Picture this. Lucy sachets into that barn, flaunting all the swagger of a teenage temptress. She's all flirty, teasing Ray about their old haunt, even dares to suggest they reopen a closed chapter. Can you believe it? She practically coos for a kiss, oozing big girl confidence. But that Ray, oh, he slams the door shut. Not now, not ever. Lucy tries to stand her ground. Bless her heart. But then, the sound of cars steals her thunder. Bobby and Pam are back, and they've got company. Miss Ellie's gasp says it all, darlings. Gary. The name hits like a lightning bolt, and poof, Lucy's whole facade crumbles. Suddenly, all that come kiss me cowboy sass, gone. Replaced by the shy little girl she's been hiding all along. She rushes forward, but when she gets to him, all that bravado melts into a single, hesitant word. Hi. Barry smiles, so sweet, and Lucy's voice softens even more. It's good to see you too, Daddy. 1 minute, Lucy's playing grown-up games in the hayloft. The next, she's just a daughter, finally facing the man she's been waiting for her whole life. Dallas may thrive on schemes and seductions, but sometimes, my dears, the real drama is just a quiet high. Lord, they're all gathered round, bless their hearts, carrying on like this is just another evening at South Fork. Bobby's telling that Vegas busboy story again, making Gary out to be a whole cleaning crew all by himself. Gary's squirming, begging him to stop. But Miss Ellie? She's eating it up like it's the gospel truth. Even her son in a uniform is still her baby boy home. Sue Ellen chimes in with her polite nothing talk, asking if Gary's been keeping up with his riding. Gary just smiles, smooths it over, saying he's heard she's the best rider in the county these days. Sweet, safe, harmless. The kind of small talk Jock just ain't got the patience for. He cuts it short, he does. Jock slams down the pleasantries and demands the real talk. 16 years of bad blood? He wants it cleared now. Eyeball to eyeball. Fists optional, mind you. Miss Ellie's begging him to wait. Bobby's warning that you can't fix a family in one sitting, but Jock is ready to tear off the bandage tonight. And that's when JR slides in, sweet as can be. He thanks Gary for coming, praises his generous spirit, even calls him the kindest-hearted of the bunch. It's the biggest crock ever poured in bourbon, but Ellie beams, Bobby sighs, and Gary nods like he actually believes it. JR seals it with a toast. Welcome back, Gary. But honey, if you think JR means a word of it, I've got a deed to South Fork you can buy right out of the hayloft. Oh, it's late, and Gary and Bobby are back in their old rhythm, sharing a drink like the good old times. Gary teases Bobby about being the messy kid with milk down his pajamas. Bobby fires back that he's grown now, married, no more buttons on the back of his jammies. Can you believe it? The banter turns soft. Oh my. Bobby reminds Gary he never made him feel like the little brother. Gary admits Bobby and Mama were the only ones who ever took him seriously. He talks about teaching Bobby about cattle, about wanting to be a painter once, before he drowned the dream in a bottle. Bobby brushes it off with that eternal sunshine optimism. Gary can do anything he sets his mind to, darling. Then Miss Ellie walks in, and the whole room shifts. She sees her boys together again, and it's like her heart is breaking and healing all at once. She remembers the first time she caught them here, Gary feeding baby Bobby a graham cracker in his high chair. Bobby slips out, leaving mother and son alone. Ellie hovers, offering food, fussing, but then she drops the wall. She's missed him every single day. Gary, cautious, says he's glad he came home for a visit. Ellie won't hear it. Not a visit, son. You're home for good. She calls it a miracle, promises she'll be thankful until the day she dies. And for a rare Dallas moment, the cynicism fades. Mama's joy is pure, and Gary's fragile smile is all she needs. The bourbon and the bitterness can wait for morning. Tonight belongs to Ellie. Well, Lucy can't sleep. Not with her daddy finally home after all these years. So instead of pacing the halls like a normal restless soul, she decides to stage manage a little family miracle. Bless her heart. She drags Gary right out of bed with talk of a drive to Fort Worth. He's suspicious, of course, but Lucy's all wide-eyed hope, promising it'll be worth it. And then, the moment. Lucy walks Gary straight into Valine's arms. Mama and Daddy, face to face. After all this time, Lucy beams, proud as punch, and with that shy but earnest excitement says, "Look, Mama." Then with a sweet little jab only Lucy could deliver, "And he's still pretty." See, this isn't Lucy scheming for her own gain. This is Lucy stripped down to what she really wants. Her family whole again. For once, no games, no seduction, no rebellion. Just a girl desperate to stitch her broken family back together, even if she doesn't fully understand the cracks she's stepping into. The silly thing. Well, wouldn't you just know it? Pam and Bobby were all snug in their beds when the telephone rings. And honey, you just know a call after midnight ain't never good news. It's Aunt Maggie on the line. Bless her heart. Voice all shaky. And just like that, Pam is wide awake. Turns out old Digger Barnes has been scooped off the street again, half dead from another one of his binges. Pam's just torn, isn't she? She loves Bobby, but she knows dragging him into this mess will only fan the flames. Digger can't stand the Ewings, and showing up with Bobby at his hospital bed would be like pouring bourbon on a fire. So Pam does what Pam always does, shoulders the burden herself, puts on that brave face, and slips out the door alone. And Bobby? He's just left standing there, helpless, watching the woman he loves walk straight back into the wreckage of her family. Honestly, you just can't make this stuff up. And ain't she just something? Playing matchmaker like she's got a royal flush, practically glowing at the thought of her family coming back together. She goes on about how her mama, Valine, was waiting outside her school, bless her heart, and how she just knew that mystery woman was there, just for her. Then she asks if Valine will come back to the ranch. Gary, well, he hedges a bit, says he's not sure. Maybe he shouldn't even try. Valine, still wounded as ever, says no, flat out. Oh, but those scars run deep, especially when it comes to JR, you know. Even so, Gary insists he's seen how Mama and Daddy keep JR in line. Gary presses on, saying things are different now. They ain't kids anymore, and it could mean the world to Lucy if Valine came back, even just for a while. Valine, she wavers, caught between hurt and hope. The poor dear. Then Lucy drops the guilt trip no parent can dodge. Mama, you're gonna come back to the ranch with us, aren't you? Please, Daddy. Gary, seizing the moment, calls it settled before Valine can protest. Already plotting a surprise homecoming. Can you believe it? Now, Miss Ellie's ever so worried about Gary and Lucy's whereabouts. But Jock just brushes it off, like Gary's probably off gallivanting at his old haunts. Then comes the real family bombshell, doesn't it? Bobby shares that Pam's daddy, good old Digger, is in the drunk ward. Jock just spits out, same old Digger Barnes, and Bobby fires right back, saying, yeah, the same Digger who was trying to make peace until Jock pushed him right off the wagon. The tension? Oh, darling, you could cut it with a knife. The phone rings. It's Gary. Miss Ellie announces he and Lucy are with Lucy's mama. Well, JR's head nearly explodes, doesn't it? He tries to stomp it out immediately. I'll put a stop to that quick enough. But Miss Ellie shuts him down, saying she told Gary to bring Valine home. Cue JR throwing his tantrum. I told that girl never to set foot in Texas again. Bobby, bless his heart, is Team Valine, reminding JR she's got just as much right to be there as he does. Jock even backs it, saying Gary's showing a level head. And there it is. JR, standing alone, fuming that everyone else is ready to welcome Valine back to the ranch. If you listen closely, darling, you can practically hear the bourbon glass cracking in his grip. Oh, JR's through playing nice, is he? He rings up Tom, orders him to dust off that old dead company Q&R, give those books a polish until they're shining like the IBM of Texas, and send it all over. Tom hesitates. Bless his heart. it's a loser. But that's the point, isn't it? JR's got the perfect loser to run it. Sue Ellen asks what he's planning. JR, smug as ever, says he'll just become what the family always wanted him to be, his brother's keeper. And there you have it. JR grinning like the cat who just swallowed the canary, and poor Sue Ellen perched right there beside him like she's in a birdcage. But darling, if you thought family reunions were messy, just wait until you see what happens when JR decides to play God.
Well, wasn't that deliciously messy? Miss Kane walked you through the drama, and trust me, the secrets are just starting to spill. But don't think it's over, darling. There's always another scandal waiting in the shadows. This has been Drama After Dark. Until next time, we'll be watching. Will you?